here we go. Right into the draft. We are seeing that it's going to be Toronto Esports with the first ban of the game, and they are going to go for the Twin Blast with Ratpack banning out the Decker.
Yeah, both teams have been consistent. Obviously, something in their game plan they don't want to see. Obviously, the Twin Blast or the Decker. So I believe they both banned that out in their respective drafts against the other team. So they've got a game plan and they want to stick to it.
All right, and first pick of the game is going to be Grux for Toronto Esport. Bloodmore is picking up the very saggy aggressive. He's saggy, but he's strong.
He's got a bit of saggy boobitis, unfortunately. But such a priority pick for these teams right now. He's so powerful at taking down those all important objectives. So he's from a while back, like a couple of months ago, you could see him rising. He was like a sort of a tier 2 jungler to like a tier 1.5, and sort of tier 1 with the Sevarog. But now he is the king of the jungle. Sorry, Rampage.
Rampage has really fallen off over the past little while.
Hard. Can you remember when it was like Decker, Rampage, and Steel? They were like the
I'm pretty happy we're not there anymore.
Yeah, I think everyone is.
Really happy we're not there anymore. 2 picks for Ratpack are going to be Bellica and Narbash, adding some CC right onto the table as their first 2 picks of the game.
Yeah, I think this is like sort of become the new triumvirate with the Decker, the Bellica, and the Grux being like the real high priority pick bands at the minute. So the Narbash, I think they just want to make sure they have that stun on that support early and force Toronto onto that Muriel. It's not often something we see like sort of Shadon or even on Dead Pilot when he's playing support. We've not really seen him on a Muriel, so see how they pick out now.
First 2, the next 2 picks for Toronto is going to be Kwong and Howitzer. I wonder who is going to be on the Howitzer. I don't even know why we're in draft mode for Mikey, because I guarantee
it could be support Howitzer. You don't know.
Ratpack picking up Sevarog and Yin.
Yeah, so like I said, Sevarog's still a really strong jungler. If you can't get the Grux, get the Sevarog. You're still happy.
I think.
Yin, come.
No, you go ahead.
The Yin takes a little bit longer to come online, but like Twin Blast, she's a really mobile ADC. The amount of times I've lost her, she's lash kicking over someone else through a fog wall, drops heal, and she can be such a slippery ADC to try and lock down in sort of that jungle raptor pit, or you know what I mean. In lane, it can be a little bit easier to sort of poke her down and pin her down, but yeah, in those fights, I think she in late game, you know, when they've got the attack speed up and the crit up, and all you can hear as you're being chased is
I can't even crit straight. What's happening?
And that's not a good place to be in. So I feel she's more of a late game ADC, but it still plays well because she's got the peel for herself in the early game.
I think getting a Muriel onto their team for Ratpack would be a really good way to round out the team, but they have the Narbash, so they're not going to be able to do that. Anyone with the capability of adding more shields will keep that team alive very well because they have a strong front line. They have a lot of CC. All they need to do is keep their team going.
And the next pick we're going to see for Toronto is...
Oh!
I always forget this guy exists, and I love to watch this guy. A Richter. Oh, God. I mean... I always just love to see it. I watch a lot of Clearcast, the Think Twice support player, and he plays a lot of Richter, and it's always a joy to behold when you see some really cool Richter plays. We always forget that he's a support, just because he's not.
Exactly. Richter's like, he's an awkward champion because he has a really strong kit, but he's really easy to kill. So it's like, it's a risk off the bat.
He's one of those sort of supports whereas like a Decker, Muriel, or Narbash, if you're behind in a fight, not so much the game, you can sort of get away some peel, some heal, just whereas a Richter is all him, our support is just trying to kill people. He's just trying to set up those plays and kill people. So
like you're bringing the fight to you.
Yeah, he's always on go mode. He like if Richter and Chimera running around, something like that. You know what I mean? They're always in go mode. No sort of defensive skills. We just want to kill stuff.
Last pick of the game is going to be a Fae.
Interesting.
That is an interesting pick because they don't have a lot of people to combo with their Fae.
Yeah, there's no gadget or howitzer or anything that you'd want to sort of really draw them onto, I suppose. Narbash them. So, yeah.
Narbash into Fae, like that's an interesting. That's essentially two supports.
Yeah.
When you think about it.
I mean, if I had to pick that, I think Toronto probably got the better draft. I mean, they got the Grux, they got the howitzer, the ADCs. Like we said about the Murdoch, his late game can be a bit of it can drop off a little bit, but when you're finishing games in 23 minutes and 90 minutes, what do you care?
I think that Ratpack had a very strong team comp up until the Fae pick, because there's not a lot of synergy coming out of that Fae pick for the rest of their team.
I think they probably could have got a better caster in there.
Yeah.
Maybe they didn't think the Morogesh worked and they wanted something else, but I think Morogesh blows a Fae out of the water quite literally at the minute of time.
It's one of the things. As soon as you pick if you take a mid lane Bellica or a Bellica on your team, you're losing. Like, you need to start focusing on a pick comp, and that's what that's what they're kind of looking at with their Yin, their Narbash, their Sevarog. So, or you take an AOE caster in there. Faye is kind of that in between awkward hero where she does a little bit. She does damage. It's like secret OP damage.
Yeah, she can really burst you down if she can like that. And that, I think they buffed the harvest nettles, and that can really do some damage. But you have to be really on point because you're not throwing a rock or a missile. Mm-hmm. You're throwing this little ball of pixie powder. I don't know what it is. At the opponent, so you got to be on point. But it's got such a long range that you can really get those. When someone thinks they're out of danger, and just throw that last harvest nettles at them, can really get those picks out. So,
well, I am ready to see how this game goes. We can talk theory all day long, but we have to watch it to see what happens. All right, ready?
Yep.
3, 2, 1, and go. And we are in the game, guys. Welcome to Game 3 of the PCLNA. This will be the last game on PCL2, but we will host you right back over to Piff and Notch to keep the fun times going, because this will go on for today, tomorrow, forever. PCL for 100 years, Nate.
It might be out of beta by then.
Maybe.
maybe.
We'll see how that one works. Don't forget to check out the Matcherino, guys, and update that. See how that one's going. I'll type the code in for you right now, and we'll see where we're at on the Matcherino. We are looking at $54. So if y'all could reach into the bottom of your hearts and support these teams for just $1 a day, you can feed a Paragon competitive team.
Shit, they don't even have to reach into the bottom of the hearts. They can probably reach into the south and pull out $1. It's these guys don't do it for the money. They just they do it for the glory. They do it for the pride. But if we can just help these guys and give them something worth playing for, it's always nice.
Like, the more we see the Paragon competitive scene grow, the bigger it comes, and really just all these things help everything out over time. Involve getting in a lot of trouble from Mikey now, as he has a very formidable mid laner to deal with against him. Everyone's being very aggressive, as Ram Riddles and Certified are also in their own fight. Reborn.net. He needs to change his name back. Oh my god.
We all know it's Ram.
I know, but I read it and it throws me off every time. Yeah, all lanes right now are getting in a very aggressive stance. Interesting to see another 2v2 lane going on over here. I think that's going to be as long as the Raptors are as important as they are, I think we're going to start seeing this more often.
I think that just both teams know that, that 10-minute mark, it takes, you don't want to be having your tower lost and having to rotate over and, just why bother? Just stick him in the lane. The goal buff's not that important. I mean, it can be, but if you're pressuring them with a duo onto a duo when they're really going to have a chance to take it, just to sit and take it. If at any point they see them going to take that goal buff, they're going to try and capitalize and get a pick on them. So it's sort of rendered mute anyway.
I'm not gonna lie, I like the 2v2 lanes anyway. It gives you that like that laning phase. Does that like
remind you of Legacy?
Yeah, well, not even reminds me of Legacy. It's just it's that like dual mode where it's like I get to outplay my opponent directly.
Yeah.
Sort of situation, right?
Yeah, I mean, this is one of the things I miss from Legacy, like where you had the 1v1, the 2v2, the jungler just being a nuisance in every lane. It's one of the things I do miss from Legacy.
And we get to see a little bit of a flashback to that. Omain coming in with with invisibility. He actually managed to tank an errant auto attack coming out of the howitzer.
Mikey, OP, he sees on another level. You just like seeing the Matrix. Just saw the coding wander past him. And
Omain coming in right now, sneaking up behind the enemy team. He's right there. They are backing up. There's a thunk. There's a get shot on. A little bit of trouble right now as he's getting completely beat up. He managed to pull straight under the tower, but it's Omain tanking it. Blood Morty's coming in with a smash and grab, getting a kill for himself as well. He's just barely walking out by the skin of his teeth. Involved very close by now as well. If he can time that knock-up properly, it should go up to the top of the map, but not too sure of where that one's ending up, so he's going to walk away and go back into his lane.
Yeah, fair exchange. 1-for-1 right there. But support for a jungler, I think Toronto comes out a little bit ahead there. Just taking the jungler off, Shadow's he's just going to be leeching XP all game anyway, so he's not really... Plus, he's done his job.
Involved right now, applying the pressure to the mid lane, both of them sitting at about half mana. With Involved getting the advantage on that one, because he gets the mana refund whenever that is possible.
Yeah, it's something that Mike was actually talking about in his stream earlier. Someone actually asked him the specific question, like, how does the howitzer fare against the Bellica? And it's just something you got to be so mindful of is, you're playing
boy!
Oh, did I miss that?
No, you missed that, but I was watching it.
Sorry,
the advantage on that one pretty nicely.
He was saying that basically you're playing with 2 health bars because you got to be so mindful of your mana. When she has her ult up, that you're playing with 2 health bars essentially.
That's a good way to think of it.
So, but Blood seems to think that Bellica wins this match hands down, but Mikey wasn't so sure. I'd probably give it to Mikey since he is the mid lane master. So.
See the subject coming out just a second ago from the Sevarog. That will not translate into a kill, but Involves now level 5 pushing up. There's the ultimate, and he goes to land the combo, but will just miss out. Instead goes for the tower as it sees minion, starts pummeling the tier 1 down. Mike needs to be very careful, like you said. He's playing with 2 health bars at the moment, and one of them is not very full.
Did you see that siege minion sort of hiding behind the wall so he couldn't get shot by Mikey there? He wanted to do damage there, he knew.
And Blood Morty's coming in on an Involved right now, going for the double pain, no smash and grab, just clearing the wave out. Involved now has no mana. I think Blood Mortius could have engaged on that pretty effectively.
The thing is, this early in the game, he's only 1 knock-up and he's probably going to get out there.
That is true.
And you never know where Elmain will be lurking as well. That subjugate, as well as the knock-up from the Bellica, could quite easily end up in Blood Mortius time when he has it.
Shadon getting a nice pull from the Richter, and it's going to secure the kill on to Louisaire, who's not looking so hot after that one. Pull, silence, shotgun.
So it's still 2 kills to 2 right now, so things fairly balanced. The CS is 115 to 107, so nothing really in it in this early stage. I think both these teams are respectful of the other. They're not going to be trying any sort of crazy stuff. Obviously, they're going to make plays, but nothing too off the wall.
Bans for this game, Magni, were Twin Blast and Decker.
Yeah.
Engagement going on by the Ribuff as we have Omain with the purple, but he is under vision, and he's going to do what he can. Shadon landing, missing the pull as the team pushes in, and they're just burning abilities trying to pick up something. but not a whole lot's happening. Evolve does manage to actually get a kill onto the mid laner. Meanwhile, on the off lane, we are seeing Ram Riddles do Ram Riddles things, picking up a kill onto the Kwang. Once again.
It's not a hero. We really see him on the Fae. Like what you said, she's sort of secret OP where she can deliver that burst really quickly if you're not careful.
Shadon getting himself caught out in the jungle as well. Wrong side of the map, my friend. You paid the price.
Yeah, I think he'd wandered in there after engagement just to get out and just sort of didn't know how to get back out. Yeah, ended up just getting caught there.
I mean, wrong place, wrong time. Very wrong place. All the time.
Yeah, there's the sort of times when you know you get caught, you're like, why even bother? I could do some things. I could try and give him the dancing key, but yeah, I'm gonna die here.
Black buff going up to Involve, who's now pressuring. There's a knock up. There's a black buff being applied as well as the drone. He's trying to burn him down, but that health bar is still very full, and I believe the Neural Disruptor on the Bellica is currently down on cooldown right now.
I think it's up, but I don't think his mana's sufficiently drained. It's probably going to hit him for like 39 or something right now.
So that's going to be a tier 1 tower either way in favor of Ratpack as they take down the middle lane tower. First one of the game.
Forcing him to back is enough, even though it doesn't secure the kill. Just getting the tower is enough.
Blue buff now spawning, that's going to go to Involve. And we have the other blue buff on the other side of the map is going to Blood Mortius, who's currently getting himself set up for that Raptor pit, which they will be spawning in just a minute.
So 1 second. Oh, I've got a permanent Bellica drone.
Yep.
Yeah. They're back. At least it's not doing the crazy disco lights right now, so thankful for small mercies, I suppose.
Blood Mortius going in for a heavy dive onto Strafe. Not too sure why. He was all by himself. Team wasn't quite there. I think we have a minute to check out builds. Pretty standard builds coming out of both teams right now.
Yeah, it's for TO. It's pretty much been sponsored by those Madstone gems.
Oh, double knockup coming out of the Bellica and the Grux. The clap from Grux. Quenching Scales going out from Lucer. And they are engaging. That's going to be a pickup from Mikey. Omain going in with a colossal blow, landing onto Blood Mortius. He's a little bit of trouble as he's starting to fight Strafe. Strafe should be able to pick up that kill. He does. Walking into the Raptor pit right now. Omain's in a bit of trouble, but he does manage to pick up the kill just before he goes on himself. Be certified going in for the ultimate onto Strafe. Misses the tether. He's doing what he can to pick up the kill. Shadon was taking the tower. Oh, that's another kill. Shadon picking up a kill onto Involve. And that is Yin going down as well. 2 for 3.
I think Certified actually hit the tether.
You
managed
think?
to just keep him longer. Yeah, he managed to keep him there just long enough. It looked like he didn't because it curved around the wall, but it did actually land the tether. So he managed actually to pick up the kill on the Yin there.
Tanking that tower pretty aggressively too.
Yeah, I mean, when he hits that right click, he gets that bonus armor as well that actually defends him from the tower. Obviously, it doesn't last too long, but yeah, it might take
it's
a
2 or 3
hit.
seconds roughly, so you have just enough time to do something with it. Oh, Lucer trying to go for the BM, stopping him from the back. You're sticking around with me here. You ain't going anywhere, bud.
Yeah, I don't think so. He just picked up that kill. He's feeling kind of happy right now.
Interesting strategy right now. We are seeing Nymph and Shadon swap lanes to the far side of the map away from Raptors.
Interesting. I mean, they might just do this for 2 or 3 minutes, then go back over after the next back.
I think they're doing this for the Kwang, because right now Ram Riddles is kind of doing whatever he wants with the Kwang. But this is perfect opportunity to go for Raptors. Now that they see it. Strafe popping the ultimate to stop the Raptor projectiles from going through. Look at all that spit. Quenching Scales coming out once again. One Raptor picked up. Blood Mortius goes to dash in, but the subjugate will stop them. Kwang getting the tether off, followed by the ultimate. Lucera eating a lot of damage. Blood Mortius going for the smash and grab, gets it, as well as the Richter with the skewer. He blinks away just the last second. Omain in a bit of trouble. Nip picking up the kill with the long arm of the law, as well as Mikey getting the kill onto Omain.
Yeah, Strafe thought it was out there, home and dry. couldn't believe his luck to get out of that mess, and then Nim just lays down the alarm, and yeah, just all she wrote.
Huge giant laser.
There's no deflecting that.
I mean, you could try. Imagine if you could deflect it, and it would just like you see this laser do a 90-degree right turn, just somewhere else on the map.
Just kills one of your teammates.
Your support's on the other side of the map, just doing nothing, and all of a sudden he just gets lasered and dies. Like, what?
That'd be pretty OP.
It'd be pretty funny. I'd like it. I'd like to see that. You know, it'd be other, like if you could reflect the Moragash ult, the curse back to Moragash. As soon as it goes to drop, you're just like, pow, and the dagger just flies out of her hand, and just like this giant like bug dagger hits her from across the map.
I mean, Yin's pretty strong. Let's make her even stronger.
Let's do it.
Saying that, so was Moragash.
Buff Yin, yeah. Buff Yin. I want to see this. I want to see goofy reflex.
So the kill count now on 9-7 in favor of Toronto Esports. It's starting to ramp things up now. So coordinated in those team fights. You know, it always looks like a blind panic, but if you actually watch it closely, they're calling the targets and really focusing on those priority targets that they need to bring down inside those team fights.
They're definitely not someone you want to walk into on solo queue. Just like bad things will happen.
It's not a nice feeling. I'm going to be honest.
One thing that I found interesting in the last fight. Oh, we are seeing engagement coming out of Bloodmorius. He's going into Lucer, trying to speed himself away. Smash and grab, not quite yet. Bloodmorius going to back off as soon as he takes a little tower down. Lucer, oh, smash and grab coming out now. There's the skewer and the clap. Lucer stunned for a very long time, but involved coming in now as well. He should try and get the ultimate off while he can. Crash, bang, boom, going out into Shadon, who does go down to the Bellica. Omain now trying to go in, will miss the colossal blow. Nymph getting hit by everything.
Oh, that thunk! Did you see the thunk there from Lucia?
That was a great thunk.
Really good. And Omain still taking tower aggro for all that time. Just, I don't even think he's below, what, 2/3 health?
Nymph,
he doesn't care.
Nymph was full health, and then he wasn't.
Yeah, that was a really good dive there from Ratpack.
We are seeing Ram Riddles start to fight. Be certified, who lands the tether and the ultimate EV. Ult comes out of Faye, but the fly trap will not land, just barely miss it. However, for some reason, it's Ram Riddles is the one winning that team fight overall. I think the minion's doing a lot of damage, and Be certified overplayed his hand. Getting the tether will not be enough because that is a ranged hero. Getting the job done. Landmine coming out from Mikey, as well as the R2000 rocket chunking his target. We do see the dual lane coming out of Mikey, so it's a 1-1-1. Everyone trickling in all at the same time, picking up a kill, trading for kills. It's now a 3v3 as the teams begin to engage even further, involved with the black buff, getting the Blood Mortius health down. Smash and grab went out, will not be enough. That is now
Ratpack turning it unreal. You know, it just seems to go in waves where, you know, one team turns it on, gets a 2-3 man wipe, and the other team turns it on.
It's just, that's the tier 2 down. They might be able to go prime. I think they might be trying to pull it off.
I mean, they got 4 up. The only person down right now is Ram Riddles on the Fae, but doesn't really offer too much at this early in the game on the prime.
I think if they had done it maybe a little sooner, they would have had a chance, but with them just spawning now, the backing's a better idea.
Look at all the wards around the prime there from Ratpack.
Well, this is where Toronto needs to get that chance to go in and take that prime. Like, while they're backing, they might have to do it. They have the Grox, they have the power to do it. But Blood Mortius is coming a little slow out of the gate. I think he's probably just picked him a buy.
I think Ratpack had that much vision, they would have definitely known and been able to react in time.
That is true, yeah. There's a lot of wards up there. Buffs are spawning in just a second. I have like 8 Bellica drones hovering around my map right now. It's crazy.
Well, the Ram Riddles has gone over to left lane now as well.
Okay, Raptors are spawned, so there should be a bit of a fight around that as they wait for a pick. Blood Morty is picking up the black buff, and we are seeing the other buff going to be certified. Both river buffs going to Toronto Esports at this time. Involved in the mid lane, getting pulled by... Oh my god, getting pulled by the Richard. Nothing else going on over there as Lucera gets hit by the smash and grab. 2 picks onto Ratpack, but no follow-up from their team. Instead, we are seeing the subjugate and the knock-up. Shadon going to pull Quenching Scales, but it won't be enough. He gets picked off. Unfortunate.
Yeah, and that's what we said about Richter being like sort of an all-in hero, where really good for those initiations, but when it comes to sort of peeling for your team or being a true support, it's sort of a little bit lackluster, a little bit wanting.
Oh, Involved getting a knock-up onto Mikey, dropping the drone right there. There's the Make It Rain. It's now a race for Prime as Lucer goes down, Omain goes down. This could be stolen. Involved, the last one alive, and Nimp is right there to stop it from happening. He has no mana, and there is a very fresh ADC very close by. He's actually chasing for some reason. Ramidals is coming down, tanking the tower. Blood Mortius in a bit of a sticky situation.
Involved's chasing with no mana.
Yeah, Involved's chasing no mana, and Ramriddle's overextending, spending too much time where he was. Blood Mortius getting just enough time to get that smash and grab cooldown as he tanks the tower, and Ramriddles will go down to a smash and grab, double pain, and like 8 tower shots.
Yeah, I think this is where Toronto maybe want to look at doing the Prime here.
I mean, they had advantage. I think Ramriddles was applying pressure off on the left lane, but he was there for a very long time. And that team fight capability that Faye has, it's not like a Greystone or a it's not like a Greystone or like a Feng Mao where you can push all day and rotate. You need to be there at the Faye.
Oh, there we go. Toronto moving on to the Prime now.
They are engaging onto it. It's at half health right now. We are seeing Blood Mortius pop both abilities, the Blood Soak and the ultimate. Lucer landing a thunk. There goes the Crash Bang Boom, but Prime has been taken. Nice ultimate coming out of Lucer as he gets all 5 team members, but Blood Mortius picks up the kill as the Prime buff has been activated. They are now backing off to try and defend their towers, and Blood Mortius and the rest of his squad will regroup into the mid lane. The regen from that is starting to kick in. Very strong. They're almost back up to full health, tier 1. Going to be engaged on Lucer, not Lucer, Involved. Getting into position, trying to maybe defend a little bit, but he sees the rest of the team. He's going to back off. And now tier 2 is looking to be engaged on as well. They're not even worrying about it. They're just walking right in, and there's nothing Ratpack can do right now, being 1 man down and 1 Prime buff down.
Yeah, this Prime buff's just so dominating right now. It's just the regen, just because you're able to push waves, just blow all your spells, and basically you're still going to be on full mana, basically.
There is Ramriddles going on to Nimp with a full combo. He does manage to secure the kill as Blood Mortius gets engaged on by the rest of the team. Omain getting that one. Ramriddles walking away 3v1 right now, using the Teleblink just to reposition himself around the map. Mikey following up the Teleblink as well with the R2000 rocket, getting the kill.
Oh! Such a nice blink there.
Knock up and Void Bomb coming out of Bellica. Picking up the kill onto the Richter. Make It Rain happening as well. No damage, but he gets knocked back in the Colossal Blow. Stuck in the air. He will try an R2000 rocket. The rest of the team, Strafe will be the one to pick that one up as well. And now that Prime buff.
Really impressive there from Ratpack to turn it around from what looked like a definite inhib. It looks like they were like slow to react, sort of just sorting out lanes, going into the jungle, etc. But they managed to turn it around.
As soon as Nimp went down, Ramriddles playing Assassin Faye, getting that kill, that turned everything around.
Just sneaking around, just that quarterback sneak or whatever you like to call it over there. Just he managed to get in behind and just put in so much burst onto Nimp there.
Raptors going down right now. Strafe using that cleave to rip right through them. That's 2 Raptors for the ADC, 3 Raptors for the ADC. Bam, bam. Very good play coming out of Ratpack.
Just have a quick look at what the CXP stands at right now. So if we have a look at the ADCs, we've got Nimp on 32 and Strafe is on 35. So he's actually ahead right now.
Just hit 36. Look at that, Bill.
36.
Madstone gems for days. And then a blink shot.
And the blink shot, just in case.
Just in case. And now he's swapping that out for more attack speed. If you want to see how to get your yin builds going, this is the way to do it, guys. First
we've got
hand.
the teleblinks coming out from the casters as well, and also in the Richter. It's really nice when you see the Richter blink forward into the chain, into the hook. Always better if it hits. It always looks better if you hit.
My question. Oh, sorry, yawning. My question for you is: with Thick Blood being as strong of a card as it is right now, do you think that building lifesteal is worth it?
Yeah, it's still worth it just because it's so helpful on the OP. It means when your ADC is like sort of fully built, you can actually solo it.
Shadon going in to blink with the whiplash or the riplash. Will not be able to actually land anything. He instead whiplashes the green buff.
Yeah. Strafe showing that his whip's a little bit stronger.
And black buff is up right now. They do see that. They're walking over towards it. Can we go back 10 seconds forward, 10 seconds for a quick second here?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, 3, 2, 1, boop. Boop. Okay, I'm good.
Right. What was the bug?
I literally had 8 Pelican drones on the map, and I was just bothering me at that point.
She just likes to make the world a brighter place.
All right, teams
but with no mana.
with no mana. Brighter place, but also very dull.
So this Prime's looking. It's a countdown on the Prime right now. Yeah,
it should be coming up in the next 3 or 4 minutes.
I think Ratpack are looking to do something before the Prime comes up, basically.
So was Blood Mortius, as he blinks right into Involve, trying to get a pick. But we'll be just out of range. Involve rotating over the left lane right now. I think he's looking to get a little bit of a push going, get those minions back in favor before it becomes too much of an issue.
So this is the sort of state of the game where you need the OP because both teams can really turtle into their inhibs if they need to. Split pushing's quite difficult if you haven't got like a Greystone that can literally just sit on the tower and laugh. But you always run the risk, obviously, of running that 4-man into a 5-man into the other tower, so it can be really risky on that. So, yeah, I think both teams are just going to sort of sit, chill, wait till the OP comes back up.
Just, get a little bit of farm while they can.
Yeah. So it's 147. Just having a look what farm Ramriddle's actually the most farmed on the map, which is not unusual.
Involve picking up the black buff on one side of the map, and Omain picking the blue buff on the other. We are seeing both Raptors and Prime starting to spawn within the next couple minutes.
Yeah, there'll definitely be a flashpoint somewhere in either one of those locations, I should imagine.
Yeah, this is going to be a very explosive team fight coming up as both teams are farming and positioning, trying to get their waves set for what could very well be the end of the game in the next few minutes.
I know this game's gone so long. It's almost 26 minutes.
It's the longest game we've seen today. All right, it's very, very quiet right now. Raptors are being taken right now by
I think this is the calm before the storm.
This is very calm before the storm situation.
Omain involved, just taking the enemy jungle while they can.
And that's
it's going to be very passive right now.
It's like I'm scared to kind of like say anything crazy or like what's going on, because I feel like the second I say something, like something big is going to happen.
Kick off. Yeah.
So I'm kind of just watching and waiting, because both teams are like, there is a tension in the air right now that I can't quite put my finger on.
So I think Toronto have given up the Raptors. They didn't want to sort of contest it, knowing that they want to be fresh to come out and take this OP when it comes up.
Looking at builds, looking at farm, we are seeing a Thick Blood finally coming out of Mikey, whereas Involve's had it for a very long time. Team fight coming in right now as Blood Mortis getting caught, going for the smash and grab, will land on Omain. Crash bang boom, going straight up, blowing up Blood Mortis. Omain dashing out as the skewer will land onto Lucier, who blinks out himself. That's 5 blinks being burned in this fight right now. We do see Nip in a bit of trouble. There is Be Certified with the Kwang ultimate. That is 3 down for one team. Shadon getting completely whipped in the back. How does it feel, Richter? For a change, it's you who has the issue. And that is a full team wipe for Ratpack, only losing Omain. My God. They're now on the Prime buff, trying to secure it. There is that lifesteal securing Strafe. Lucer tanking random shots. Not too sure why. Could be in a little trouble. I don't think, if the team doesn't show up, they might be able to get it, but they are getting an inhib at the same time. They're looking to end it if they can do it. This is a very risky, there we go. This could be the end of the game. Blood Morty's in a bit of trouble as he goes for the smash and grab. He might be able to pick up the kill on Involve. He does manage to secure it at the last second. Ram Riddle's the last one alive. He needs to clear out that minion wave to get those minions under tower as the team begins to rotate in to finish the game off. They will instead back out.
Yeah, Lewis said, I think he like managed on that finish at OP with like 12 hit points or something.
Oh my God!
And that is why the health, the lifesteal is still important. As I was sort of just answer your earlier question.
I was really worried there because they almost didn't walk. That was a great job of mitigating damage and tanking that orb prime from both the dual lane on Ratpack, because there was probably a good 5 or 6 seconds more than one time where they were one hit away from that prime and able to just barely squeak out of it.
Well, he had the 20% lifesteal, but he didn't have the crit online, so his damage wasn't, you know, insane sort of damage that we see. So his lifesteal, even though it's 20%, was still 20% of not a great deal. I mean, still more than anyone else, obviously, auto attack, but like maybe 200. So you're looking at what, 40 per hit. So still sort of touch and go there for a minute. Luke said doing an excellent job of balancing health versus death to the orb prime, which is never a great way to go.
I mean, they got the core down to half health, they got an orb prime, and they got a inhibitor out of it.
Yeah, definitely well played there from Ratpack. Really well executed.
So now this is their advantage in their game to lose at this point.
Yeah, they got to do something with it. They just seem to be sort of floating around now. Luke said just getting caught by the caught by the ward, misses a stun.
Ram Riddle's in a lot of trouble right now. There's the landmine as from the blinked howitzer, picking the kill instantaneously as he gets blown up and goes right down. That's 2 ultimates being used from Toronto Esports, but double blink coming out as Involve's going to blink defensively with the teleblink. Try and get away. It should be up in just a few more seconds. They're going to back off on that one. Blood Morty's going to use a smash and grab to clear the wave out. That prime shouldn't be up for too much longer.
Yeah, probably got another 30 seconds, maybe 45 seconds. It doesn't seem like they really... I mean, I know they've got Ram Riddles down, but it looks like there should be pressure in somewhere, but it seems to be sort of not doing a great deal with it right now.
I mean, they got their use out of it initially, but they could have done more with it.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, we can't really say too much. They got an inhib and they got a core, but I thought that I carried on, you know, making use out of it, but they didn't seem to push the luck. I think they want to wait till Ram Riddle's up and go back in at full strength. I
have a health bug if you want to go back 10 seconds with me quickly.
Okay.
3, 2, 1, go, and forward. Okay, we're good. My game just paused randomly. Oh,
yeah, send him on.
Okay, I'm at 31:05.
Yeah, same here.
Cool, we're good. we got this. All right, so we have purple buff on Omain, blue buff on Involve. Blood Mortius in a weird position, but now that could go in favor of Toronto as the team is starting to rotate down to the mid lane, try to push those super minions out as best they can. Strafe in the left lane setting the wave and now backing. I believe he's looking for that last little bit of crit to go online. The impact hammer coming out with the major wound, giving an extra 3 points of crit.
Yeah, same. What's that at 44?
What's that crit number? I'm bad at math.
Is it 60% crit right now?
Oh, so he should be pretty much all the way there.
Yeah, he's on 55. He's probably just waiting for that last couple of points. He just secured another Raptor, so he's almost at full build now. What's Nimp sitting at? Nimp is sitting at 47. So Nimp's 9 car points behind right now.
But this still could be anyone's game as the next team fight does have those long death timers. So
Yeah, I don't think it's so much, where you get, like, I say old meta, talking a couple of months ago, where you get your ADC out in front, and that is the game now, because even if you get like one pick on your team, that's usually enough impetus for the other team to get on them. So really,
oh, we had a double blink coming out of Toronto Esports, running to Involve, and then Blood Mortis went for the clap, but Involve blinking out at the very last second, just before it would have landed. And
these blink plays.
it's Blink City, man. I mean, that's what happens when you get a 15-second blink, right? Like, you can just press...
But the range it's got as well, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, look at there. Oh, man, going in for the Colossal Blow will miss. Instead gets hooked and skewered by Shadon. He goes down through his own misplay. Huge, huge error coming out of Ratpack on their jungler.
Yeah, really well. Really quick reactions from Shadon there as well.
Oh, there goes another blink, and a hook will miss. Involve missing the knock-up as well from the seismic assault. Minions are starting to go under the tower, and the team is very scared to siege because there is a Blood Mortius with a blink on Grux. There is Shadon with a blink Richter, and B certified as well with the tether. So if they don't play their cards right, this could throw their advantage out the wind and cost them the game. There is a tether onto Ram Riddles. Blood Mortis goes to the clap, lands the smash and grab as B Certified went in for his own ultimate. He does go down to Strafe. Very good engagement from both
Wolf
teams.
showing no fear right now.
Yeah, he's man mode. There's a Whiplash going to throw out, and it will miss Involve, but he will miss the seismic assault once again. Lucer in the back line trying to speed buff the minions under the inhib. They might be able to get it if Nimp and Shadon aren't able to secure it. He gets blown up by the Void Drone. And there's the blank, smash and grab right onto Strafe. Knock up from Involve to peel for his teammate. Another 2 blinks from both. Oh my god! That is so hard to keep track of as Lucer blinks away at the last second, saving his own life, but Nimp with the long arm of the law picking up the kill onto the Narbash. Both teams showing they want to win this game, and they're not going to go down without a fight. Doing such a great job surgically using those blinks to make those big plays.
These blinks would be so good to watch. Just blinking, counter blinking, just bringing a new sort of layer to the game. Where you got to be so careful with your blink. I mean, you can obviously if you use it to engage like we saw Romain did, and then really got punished by the Richter, the Whiplash into the silence, so he couldn't get out.
It's hard to follow too, because a blink is such a strong card that you could be watching a team fight happen, but the second someone blinks, that could turn the team fight around completely. But when you have 10 blinks on a 15-second cooldown, I don't know what happens.
Yeah, when the Narbash is picking up blinks, this is when, like, that hero is not designed to go that fast. So I'm sure this is but I mean the teleblink, just because it's so powerful and it doesn't really cost you too much, especially if you build that little bit of mana regen into them. More so than that, say the stab link, but the stab link on the Sevarog is really powerful because it's only hitting your base health rather than your current health.
Seriously, and the Narbash is just so fat. When he blinks, he gets extra distance from the momentum.
Oh, Blood Mortis gets caught here,
and he gets subjugated and knocked up. That could be it. He tries to dash away. Nimp picking him a kill on 2 Ram Riddles. Team fight happening in 3 different places at once as we see B Certified get hit by the crash bang boom. He gets knocked out as Strafe is just lashing him in the back. There is the lash kick as he goes into Nimp, picking yet another kill. The Yin hitting that late game damage he's looking for as Omain goes in for the blink, landing the subjugate just after Shadon getting picked up as well. And they're now engaging Blood Mortis behind the fog well. He does manage to back. This could be the end of the game as the team is looking to push in for the last bit of core damage, 50% health. Ooh, Blood Mortis the last one alive to protect the team. Blinking in, landing in the smash and grab, but getting knocked up really close to it. Dashing in, could be it, will not be enough. Gets blown up by the Yin, and that is going to be Ratpack coming away with the win on Toronto Esports. Final
Wow.
score 23-32.
What a game, though. Just the plays from both sides just really... that could have gone either way very easily. Do you know what I mean? That was one of those games where, you know, I wouldn't even put a dollar on that to see which way it was going to go. 'Cause both teams, it could have gone so quickly one way or the other. I think Omain got out very quickly, managed to peel around that corner, get through that fog wall. I think if he'd have gone down, it probably would have gone very quickly the other way, but managed to sort of hug that wall and get out very quickly. So, and then Strafe just came in and cleaned up with that whip. And yeah, Strafe on 12, 3, and 11. He was really doing work that match.
Just absolutely, like he did not go down that game. He was able to position himself very well, which is something that's hard to do on Yin, because she has the range. When you have your cleave up, she has the range of an ADC, but you still need to be in the position to use that whip when it goes down. It's very hard to position with her because all she gets is her lash kick to get out of there. What I want to talk about is just how strong Blink is, because I remember 6 months ago everyone making fun of that card.
It's the buff they gave to the Stab Blink and the Teleblink, more importantly, I think, because of the range. The sheer, I think 1,500 units now, which just gives you some really strong pick potential. When you give it to something like a Richter, a Sevrog, just anything with that little bit of
extra range,
displacement, basically. So if you give it a hook or a snare or something like that, I mean, you saw what was happening. So yeah, just some really. But when you hear all the counter blinks, so you hear someone blink, they're going to get engaged. And the other person blinks, and they're still the exact same distance. It's just But yeah, that's where the skill comes in, whether you're using your blink offensively, defensively. You blink and try and make that play, and then you realize you haven't got a blink now to get out. So
it's like this is one thing where I like comparing other MOBAs to Paragon, because it's all like it's all relative game design. And I know League the most, so I'll use League. So League has blink as a summoner spell. So it's something you pick at the start of the game. You don't buy it as an item. You just get it. But it's on a 5-minute cooldown. In our game, and it's like burning blink in League is like a big deal. You can do a lot of work, like we saw it works in here. But putting on a 15-second cooldown, you can do so much with that thing.
I mean, especially with the Teleblink for relatively no cost as well. You know what I mean?
It costs nothing to do. The cooldown for it's so short. All you need to do is not have been hit for a few seconds, and you got out. So if you're fast enough, like we saw Blood Mortius and Shadon blink to engage on Involve. If he was half a second slower, he would have been caught and not going anywhere. But he had that blink, I can guarantee you, pretty much ready.
Yeah.
That thing was already being ready to be cast, because as soon as that blink came in, he was gone. He was out of there. And but those things are like, that's why you take blink. I was like, I like the 5 points of damage. No, you take the blink every time. It will keep you alive. It will let you make plays. It will win games, because you can do so much with it.
I mean, both teams, they played really well then. Really good plays. I mean, if we had to finish on a game, that's definitely a game I'm happy to finish on. I'm going to be honest with you. So.
And it was a full game too. We went over 20 minutes.
Over 20 minutes. It's always nice. We even saw a prime pickup and then a prime defense and even a turnaround. When
that's what I like seeing, is the prime, because like prime is in such a state right now where if you get it, it's like a guarantee. So someone has to make a mistake big enough to lose that prime, and when that happens, it's always a big moment right now.
Yeah, definitely. But these teams showed their experience that they're able. A lot of other teams where they get the prime, they just steamroll the other team. These teams sort of they've experienced enough to how to sort of mount a defense, know when to give up a tower. Just not push it. So that if it's better to give up a couple of towers than to be off the field for, like we said, 90 seconds when those death timers come in.
I definitely agree with that and see what you mean. And like we were just talking about all game, both teams did such a great job this game. There's no one specific person you can kind of give a props to. Like Strafe did really well, Involved did really well, but like all players on the team did their job. Even Shadon, who went 2-8, he got 10 assists. He was landing those big hooks all game. So he might not have the KDA, but he did his job.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes, that's like Magna just pointed out that the Faye flank when Ramriddles came behind him, took out Nimp as well. I think that was a really, really clutch moment as well.
That's what won that fight, and that's what turned the Prime around. Because Faye, I heard a blink in the background, and I was like, "Who blinked?" And I see Faye behind enemy line, and I was like, in my head as I'm about to cast this, I'm like, this could go very poorly or in their favor, because if he doesn't get that kill, it's over. Fortunately, the team was just far enough away from Nimp where they couldn't react to it in time, and Blood Mortius was getting ready for the engage. So you had Blood Mortius overextended, Nimp by himself, and then the other 3 players on their team kind of in between, like about 1,000 units between the two. So as soon as that happened, they had to pick where they're engaging, because they're going to lose their ADC or they're going to lose their Grox. They lost both.
Yeah, that was probably the turning match of the game, probably. So, but yeah, what a game to end on.
Yeah, that's going to be it for today, guys. I got to go to work. I got to do adult things, unfortunately.